Is my screen visible? Okay, so in the last class, we have stopped near the functions as first class, why they are called as first class objects and everything. So we shall continue today from arguments. Okay, we have some two types of arguments which are formal and actual, and after that, we have some different types of arguments in Python like positional keywords and everything. For formal and actual arguments, we'll see the difference of it. So when a function is defined, whenever a function is defined, in that function, every time some parameters also will be defined. Okay, so these parameters are useful whenever you receive any values from the outside of the function. Okay, so these whenever you are receiving any values from the outside of function, that is called as formal arguments. Okay, and whenever you call a function, we always pass some data or always pass some values to the function. So this if you are passing some data or values to a function, then that is called as actual arguments. Formal arguments is nothing but we are receiving some values from outside of the function, and its actual arguments we are passing some data. Okay, so we'll see that what are formal arguments and actual arguments in Jupyter Notebook. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so if I'm writing a function like def sum a comma b, c is equal to a plus b. Okay, so here a and b, these are nothing but formal arguments here. Okay, this is nothing but the formal arguments. Next, I will show you what is the actual argument. Okay, what I will do here, I will call the function. Okay, I'm calling a function now. What I'm doing is I will give some values for x and y. Okay, sum of x. In this, I what I have done, I have taken two values as a and b, and I'm just telling it print c. Here what I'm doing, I'm calling a function, I'm giving the values of x and y. So here x and y values are nothing but the actual value, actual argument. This is nothing but the actual arguments. These are actual arguments where I'm calling a function and giving, and these are formal arguments. So this is the difference between actual and formal. Okay. So see, we have got the sum as 100. That's it. These are the actual arguments and everything. And after that, what we have is in this actual arguments, what we have now, in this actual arguments, we have four types of actual arguments. So that is nothing but positional, keyword, default, variable length, etc. So these are different types of actual arguments. Formal argument, we have only one type, which is already shown. In actual arguments, we have four types of arguments. So first one is positional arguments. So positional arguments is nothing but these are the arguments passed to a function where in correct position if we want. Okay, if in a correct position if we want, and a position order we are giving, then this positional arguments is used. Here what we are doing is we are taking a number of arguments, and we are also defining their position. Okay, with position and number of arguments we are doing, and we are checking whether these two match, meaning like number with the number and the position of argument, is the two of them matching or not. If the two of them is matching, we will write as an argument which is positional argument, and we will do the uh, program. Okay, if I show you an example, that would be a better. So I will just show you that. Okay, see here, we'll do a program to understand the positional arguments of a function. First we will see a positional arguments, why, how it is written. Okay, what I will do, I will attach two uh, strings here. Okay, and I will call a function def. I'm writing a variable name attach. S1 is the first string, S2 is the second string. Okay, that is S3 is equal to S1 plus S2. Okay, now I need the print of S3. Here I will write the values. I will call the function. I will attach two strings now. Attach um New Zealand. Okay, I'm attaching two strings here. Okay, I have got positional arguments. I am giving the program and everything. I'm passing the statement and I have got the position of it. Okay, that is how it is working. This is a nothing but the positional arguments. Okay, next what we have is we have keyword arguments. Okay, so keyword arguments are nothing but they are the arguments that identify the parameters by their names. Any name, if you are giving by that name, they are identifying the parameters and everything. For example, if we are defining a function like any function, like here we have taken example na, here we are taking example def here na. So we are defining the function as attach, so this is nothing but the argument name. Okay, so these are nothing but the keywords, so that is called as keyword argument and everything. So whenever we are writing a keyword argument, we are giving a variable name for it. Okay, and we are writing. Let's write a program and I will show you how to do it. Keyword argument. Okay, what I will do is I will write a keyword here def. I will write a grocery I will write. So in this grocery I will include item and also price of that item. Okay, next print function I will write. Print what I will write as, if any item is there. Okay, if any item is there, you give me a decimal value of it. Okay, I will just write as percentage of that item. Okay, and next, wait a second. Firstly, I'm writing a def function which defines a function, and I'm giving two parameters here, which is a string parameter. Wait a sec. Which is a string parameter, and also a item is nothing but it is a string parameter, and price is nothing but it is a numerical parameter. So I'm giving two parameters here, and I'm writing here, I will write print item modulus. This percentage s means I need item in the form of string, okay, in the format of string. And next I what I will write, okay, in the form of string. So I'll just uh, conclude this percentage item I will write. Okay, then I need for price also na, so I will just write as print price. I will write as point 2 f. I will write, why I'm writing point 2 f is this will format the price which is there, which, and whenever we are getting the price, that price it will like format into with two decimal places. That's why I'm writing as point 0, which is nothing like 0.2, like that. So I'm giving 2.0 f meaning we are converting that into float. Okay, that's why I'm writing this. Okay, so again I will write a modulus and I will close this statement. Okay. Okay, why I'm writing here item and prices, this is nothing but we are getting the print, but for getting the actual value which is defined in that argument and everything, that is nothing but item and price. Okay, next we have not given any values for item and price na, we will give the values. Okay, first I will write the variable name which is nothing but grocery. Item I will give for sugar if I want, and for sugar is item, and price I will give as 50.75, some price I'm giving. Okay, I'll just run this. See here. One, see, here I have given price more than two digits here. So I have got the approximate value until the second value what I have wanted. Only the second float number. After point I need only two numbers. That's why after point I got only two numbers, and my item was sugar. So I have got item as sugar. Okay, which is in the form of string format. So this how you're giving a keyword and you're doing a program. This is nothing but a keyword argument. Okay, next what we have is, next we have a default arguments. So default arguments, as mentioned above, we have also seen like some default values if we are giving for any program or a function or something, then the default values, if that program is given, then the default values are called nothing called as default arguments. Okay, like it is like we are defining a function, and if we are not giving any value, so default values all automatically replaced in the um, where we are defining a function and everything. Default some value will be there, and the default value is replaced by that actual value if that actual value is not working. So that is nothing but a default argument and everything. Okay, so we'll see that in by a program also. Okay, so I'll write a function. Here also we will understand the same default arguments through a function. Okay, I will use the same program what I have written here, and I will show you how a default value is set. Okay, here I'm defining a function, I'm writing a price, default I'm giving. Here I will include a price as 50. Okay, by default I am including one more price here as 50. Again I'm printing the item same and printing the price also same. Again I'm writing the grocery as sugar, and price I'm giving the same value only. Okay, next I will write one more line. What I will write is grocery item sugar. If I'm, this is nothing but I'm giving here default value for price. Here default for sugar, what is their price, anything, any value 50 is there, so I'll get print as 50 here. See, sugar 50 is there. If I'm replacing that by anything, okay, see here, item T, default I'm setting some value. If sugar is there, I will get 50.7 point and everything. But I'm concluding that till two decimal points only, na? That's why I'm getting 50.7. Again, what I'm doing, I am including one more string, but I'm giving any other value. So other than sugar, any other value is there, I will get the price as 50 only. Instead of tea, I'm writing milk also, then I will get prices 50 only. Anything which is there other than the price we have already set, so defaultly it will take us 50 only. So that is how the default arguments are working. Okay, at last we have a variable length argument. So this is like sometimes the programmers doesn't know how many values a function may receive and everything. He will write the values and everything, and in that values how many functions will be there and everything, that he cannot decide. Okay, so in that case the programmer cannot, whenever the programmer cannot decide how many arguments will be given in that function and everything, then the programmer will write a function where he can add two numbers, like add a comma b, like that only. For adding function, two arguments are used in this. Okay, whenever the arguments is unknown how many argument, so two are used, which is nothing but argue star args and double star kwargs. This is nothing but keyword arguments, and this is nothing but the it is arguments only. So args is nothing but it is used for variable number of positional arguments, and keyword arguments are nothing but for variable number of keyword arguments and everything. So this two you have to remember, this args and kwrgs. So this is nothing but the variable length. We can find the variable length how many is there. By args we can find the position, and by kwrgs we can find the keyword arguments and everything. So write a Python program to show how the variable length argument is working and what is the use of it. Okay, I will just write that program. Variable length arguments. Okay, here what I'll write, I will write as def. Whenever we are writing this variable length arguments, always remember you're adding two numbers like that. So you need to add a and you need to add b. So in the form of a, I will just write as, okay, formatting arguments, I'm just giving some name. Okay, and for like I will add here args also. Args can take zero or more values. Okay, always remember args, args arguments can take from zero to more than zero values. Okay, next what I will include is sum. I will first write as sum is 0. Okay, sum I will write as 0 only. Okay. For I in ARGS, and I will include as whenever we are doing some increment it by I. Okay, just write as increment it by I, and I will print the statement now. For plus, I have not called any functions here, so I will just call the functions here now. Okay, see here. First, did it take? First, we have got a formal argument, which is nothing but 6. 6 is nothing but, that's why I have written F and ARG. This is nothing but formal argument. First, we have got formal argument, which is nothing but 6, and after that, sum of all numbers. Sum of all numbers. What is the sum of all numbers? 6 plus 7 it is doing. So, sum of all numbers, which is nothing but 13. Okay, that is how it is working. If I'm giving a formal argument again, if I'm giving more than two values also, it will take, I will give 8, 7, 6, 4, any two values also. That sum also I'm giving again. What I've got, 8 I have got, which is nothing but a first one, which is nothing but the formal argument. First letter is 8 na, so it is taking formal argument as 8, and after that we are getting the sum of all numbers. Okay, so that is how, whenever we do not know what is a variable length argument, after writing the sum and everything, we know the variable length argument of it. So these are some four types of arguments which are used in Python. That is nothing but args and keywords and everything. Okay, so next we have some variables, which is nothing but local variable and global variable. Okay, I will just give a brief explanation of it, how a local variable and global variable is working. So, firstly, when we are declaring a variable inside a function, whenever a variable is there and we are declaring that variable inside a function, it becomes like a local variable. Okay, so a local variable is a variable where only limit function is there, and in that limit function only you can create what you want to create and everything. That means that local variable is available only in that function, only inside that function, but not outside that function. Local variable is presented only the inside of function, and it is limited only. Okay, whereas the global variable is created outside of that function, and it is like whole program. There is no limit for that variable and everything. That is whole program. Okay, so in that we have something called as global keyword. So global keyword meaning, like sometimes the global variable and the local variable may have same name. All the global variable and local variable may have same name. So in that case, the function by default refers the local variable. By default, what it will take, the function local variable name it will take, and it will not exclude the global variable name. It will delete total. What I have said, that whenever a local variable and global variable names are same variable name, by default Python deletes the global variable name and takes the local variable name as default. Okay, so that is nothing but global keyword. Okay, so I will just show you a small program to understand the global variables and local variables. Okay, First let me show you next thing, which is nothing but passing a group of elements to a function. So this is nothing but whenever you want to pass a group of elements like numbers or string, we can accept them in a list or like tuple and everything. Okay, whenever the process is done. So whenever you want to accept so many group of integers from the keyboard or from a single line of statement anything, you are just passing a group of elements. Okay, whenever you're using this, you can include a input function. O- Input function is there, you can use that input function to do this. I will show you these two programs, the global variable, local variable, and also the how to pass the group of state elements in a function. Then you'll get a clear idea of it. Okay, am I clear till here? Are you understanding?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, just wait for a second. Okay, first I will show you the global variable and local variable. Okay, what I will do is first I will write a global variable. Why global variable first I will write? Because that is an outside variable. So we have to include first global variable, and inside the global variable we will have a local variable. So first I will write a global variable. So A I am writing 1 as, so this is nothing but a global variable. I will just give a argument here. This is nothing but global variable. So next I will define a function inside this global variable. Def my function. Any name you can give. I'm giving just my function. Okay. Now I will include next variable, which is nothing but a is equal to 2. So now a is equal to 2. This is nothing but my local variable. So inside global and including a local variable, a is equal to 2. So I will just write as print. I need a like I need a sentence also, like a. I need a sentence a is equal to, and I need the value of a here. Okay. So next what I will do, I will print the statement. I will call the function. My function is nothing but, okay, my function name is my function only. So I will just write as my function and I'll give the values. Wait a second. Okay. So here I have got a is equal to 2 and a is equal to 1. 2 I have got, which is nothing but my local variable, and inside that local variable we have a global variable. Okay. So that is how a global and local variable is working. Next I will show you how we can pass a group of elements into a function. Okay. If we want to pass a group of elements into a function, then what is the procedure and everything, I'll just show you. So I will write a program here, a function to display a group of strings. Okay, in this we are just passing a group of everything, na, whether a group of list, whether a group of tuple or something like that. So I'll just pass a group of strings here. Okay, function to display a pass of string. So I'll just write as def display. In this I will include a list. Okay, so for this I will include a for loop here for I in lst print I. Next, I will include the input now. Take a group of strings from keyboard. What are the strings to be taken? Take the strings. What are the strings to be taken that I will include? Okay. Okay, in this I will enter like the text first. Enter strings. Okay. I'm giving a list here now. LST I will give X for X. In I will write some import, and I need the text what I'm writing the text now. The text I need to be like splitted by a comma or something what I want. So I'll just write my I want to be separated by comma. So I will write comma. Okay. Okay, now I will just display. So see here, I if I'm entering any string, okay, any string, this is a string. Wait, I should include any string I'm including by separating comma and everything. Okay, these are my three names which I'm separating it by comma. So I'm entering the strings and everything. Okay, okay, I don't know why it is missing. Let me check the code once. Okay, here I should include list here. So see here, I have separated by comma na here. After separating it by comma, all the group of strings which I had, that group of string I will get in a line. If I'm including another names also here, any names again. Okay, any name is there and everything. If I'm including that, that all names also I will get in my line of strings. So this is nothing but you're displaying a group of string, but you're displaying it by like vertical format and everything. So these are nothing but passing a statement. Next topic what we have is recursive function. So from here we are going to next chapter, which is nothing but recursive functions. So I will just, so from here recursive function, the programming will be little bit difficult to do. It will be little bit confusing and everything. Till now we have done only small programs. So from here we will do large programs and everything. And after completing this recursive function, we have three types of functions, which are nothing but filter, map and reduce function. So we shall also do that after completing our recursive function and everything. Just wait for 5 minutes. I will just take a break for 5 minutes. Okay, now let's continue what are recursive function and everything. Okay, recursive function is something like whenever you're calling a function by itself, and you remember this recursive function will be asked in your interviews also. So when I was giving some interview, they were asking what is recursive function and everything. I remember that now only. So this is an important topic. So recursive functions are nothing but these are the function that calls itself. Whenever the functions are calling itself, then that is called as recursive function. Okay. What I will do here is I will show you some examples, like how it is done, this recursive function, and through these examples you can understand it better, how the recursive function is working. Okay. So I'll just include that. Recursive function, what I will do is whenever a function is calling itself, that is called as recursive function. So I will just write, show you how to write the factorial. Okay. Okay, wait, I'm getting error because by default, the Python, the factorial 3 is in the function cell, not in the variable cell. So you just observe this how I'm I have written this function and everything. So in this factorial of 3, what I have done is I have taken the factorial of 2 here. This is nothing but i- in a function I am including another function here. In the factorial of 3 I am including 2 here. In the factorial of 2 I am including 1. In the factorial of 1 I am including 0. Okay, so this is understanding of nothing but this is understanding of factorial function. I'll give you one more example how to perform a program and everything, a corrected way of it. One more function I will show. Okay, def, if I'm writing a factorial of n, I'm writing 2 I'm taking, n is equal to 0 and n is equal to 1 I'm taking. Okay, whenever the n is equal to 0 and n is equal to 1, I need the value to be written as 1. Okay, and after that else also I will give. I need whenever the value is not 1 or 0, then written n multiplied it by factorial. Okay, n minus 1 you do. Okay, now I will write some input here. 5 1 factorial of 3, I will get the factorial of 3. If I need the factorial of 7, I will get the factorial of 7. Just 5040. That is how you're writing. Okay, whenever you want to find out the factorial. So instead of this program, whenever it is not working, you can write this program also. You can just include what factorial you want and you can give that and you will get the factorial of it. So these are nothing but the recursive functions. Okay, whenever you want to find out the factorial of 1 2 so on, and that is how it is working. Okay, so that is the introduction of recursive function and the working concept of recursive function. It is like a divide and conquer concept. We are dividing the function after dividing the functions into different types, and after defining that functions we are combining all those functions in a single query or single program everything. That is called, that is the working concept of recursive functions. Okay, so next what we have is we have some three functions we have, which is nothing but a filter function, map function and reduce function. So firstly, let us see what is filter function. So filter function, it is used when we are filtering out some elements from a sequence. Like if you are having a sequence of items in a list or tuple or something, and you want to filter out. Filter out meaning you want to take out some elements from that sequence, then you are using a filter function. So this applies to a function whether if you are doing a true or false for each element, and those elements which are condition only true only that are included, and those conditions which are false and everything that are excluded automatically filter out. That is how the filter function is working, and it is mainly used for not selecting some data, selecting some amount of data instead of selecting the whole data and everything. So originally there is no change in the data but a new data will be created. In our original data what we'll have now, in that data there will be no changes, but normally when we are doing a filter function, new data is set is created. In that new data set all the filter function is already done and a new data set is created. Okay, so that is nothing but a filter function. I will show you a small program also how a filter function is working. Okay. Okay. We'll just show you a small program. Filter function. So def. I'm writing a some name as is even. I will write. What I will do is I will write a Python program using the filter function to filter out even numbers from the list. Only the odd numbers I should get in my list. All the even numbers which I have got in my list, that even numbers I do not need. So for that I'm writing a program. So I will just write this. Okay. What I will give condition whenever my x value, whenever I'm dividing that x value by 2 and I'm getting the reminder as 0, that is nothing but true na, that is nothing but true. Okay. Else what I will write, else false I will write. Okay. Now let us take some list. Lst I will take some list here. 9066. Some list I'm taking. Okay. Now I will call a function. Call the function. Okay. How to do, I'll just show. I am writing the filter function now. Filter is even, the variable name and the list of it. So see here, it is filtering out the numbers which are odd numbers na, that 77 is a odd number na, so it is filtering out only the even numbers which are there, which is a reminder I'm getting as 0 whenever it is divided by 2. Those number I'm getting in my output. So this is how the filter function is working. Whenever you want to filter out only the statements which are condition in the true, only that I will get in my output. All the values or any function which are there in my false, coming in my false na, that I will not get in my output. Okay. So that is nothing but filter function. Next we have map function. So map function, it is nothing but if we are using it to apply it to a specific operation in that sequence and everything, for specific doing some specific thing, then that map function is used. A map function is also similar to a filter function, but it acts on each element. Filter function, it is acting on each element, and sometimes that change of elements is also done. The format of writing a map function is we are writing just map, we are writing a function, and we are giving a sequence also. Okay. It is mainly used for data transformation. For example, converting all the temperatures values from Celsius. We want to convert from Celsius value to Fahrenheit value, or squaring of all numbers and everything. In filter function, it was just filtering out, but in map function, it will take all the values and it will do the function of it. Okay. In the function, it will be taking a function and also a sequence of it. Okay. Okay, let me show you some example and give you the idea of how this function will be working. I will write a short function only. I will write a small Python program to find the products of elements of, I will give two different lists I will give, and in the two different lists I will show you how to find the product of two elements in the two different lists. Okay. I will do a map function now. List 1 I'm giving. Second list I will give. Okay, what I will do is list 3 I will write here. I will write the map function. List 3, what you do is you map everything. What you can map, I will include a lambda function. Here what you do, x, I need the product now, so I will just write as x into y you do. Okay, x into y for lst1 and lst2. Okay, I will just close this. I will write the print function. So see here, it is giving me the product of first list and second list by a map function. 1 into 10 is 10, 2 into 20 is 40. Like that I'm getting all the products, okay, of the function by using a map. And lastly we have something called as reduce function. Okay, something called as reduce function. So this reduce function, it is like, it is a combination. It is you whenever you're doing something like combination of all the elements into a single result, then a reduce function is used. And it is mostly useful when we are doing some multiplication, division, or finding maximum value or finding the minimum value, or if you want to do a concatenation of that elements, then we are using a reduce functions. In this it will take two values, and always remember that it is taking values from left to right side. From here, left to right side only it will take the elements, not from right to left. I will just show you some example, and it will give you the idea how this reduce function is working. Okay. And why I have included this map in this, I have included lambda is, by using lambda only we can get this map, filter, and reduce functions. Okay, these are nothing but lambda functions. Also, whenever interviewer asks what are the lambda functions, you can discuss about the map, filter, and reduce functions. Okay, so I will write a small program. I will write a lambda function to calculate the products of elements. Same, uh, like everything I want to include. Okay, same program I will write, like including the products of elements and everything. Okay, for that, for writing this reduce statement for getting my product and everything, I have to import reduce first. By default map and filter is already there, by default reduce is not there. So I will import the reduce first. So I will just write as from function func tools. Okay, func tools, import reduce. Okay, I'm importing the reduce first, and after that I'm giving a list. Any list I want to give, I'm giving just the random. Okay, I'm giving some list, and what I'm telling here, I'm including a reduce function. Wait a second, I need a result. In this result I will include a reduce function here. So I will just write as lambda For x comma y I need. Okay, I need x into y, which is nothing but my product of x into y. I will write for the list what I have written. Okay, so see here, it is multiplied. It has multiplied 89 into 78 into 544 into 7. All the multiplication it has done, and it has given the result as this number. So that is how you are getting the reduce. Whenever you want to get everything which is there, you want to get list of all the numbers and everything. So this is used for concatenation, or whether you want to find the maximum value or minimum value. So in future classes, whenever you're doing some project, I can also show you how to find the maximum and minimum. So for today we shall close the class. Okay, wait a second.